All right, so hello everyone. This is UV Lime Cellular. Thank you for joining us today. This is 103, 104 here in the East Coast. We're starting with episode 3, Feet on the Street. And today we'll introduce you to a small local sub shop next to a college. Very small location and we'll show you how with a simple solution they basically doubled their orders and increased a lot in revenues using basically our kiosk, but it's a combination of our kiosk with the loyalty program. I like to call it virtual punch card. I'll show you how it goes, how they thought about it, created it, and built it in the system and execute it, and then a little bit of numbers at the end. And we'll have a little bit of time for Q&A. So let's start. So a local deli. This is the story, right? The local deli was around the college, and they knew that there's a lot of youngsters out there hungry, love their subs, and they need to find a way to bring them to the store, attract them to the store, something that will be cool, something that will be attractive to young audience. That's what they came up with. So again, I really like to, when you go and sell SMS or sell our marketing solutions and mobile marketing solutions, don't knock on the door and say, I want to sell you SMS, because SMS is not a product. SMS is the communication channel or the actual tool you're using. What I like to do is, like, when you go to a store, before you walk in or before you kind of like introduce yourself or before you create interaction, you want to see what type of store is that, what their needs, what is the surrounding, and kind of come up with a concept that will be compelling and they'll get it, right? And not just, okay, come in, I have SMS, it's great, it's fast, it has high response rate, because business owners don't get it that way. You have to kind of like tell their story. So, for instance, if you go to a dry cleaner, talk about sending alerts when their clothes are ready to pick them up, to come and pick them up on time so they don't stock a lot of clean clothes in their store. Things like that, right? So here's an example of a local sub shop. Again, the story that it's around college. We have one right here around the corner with Monmouth University right here, 2 minutes away from our office. And there's a lot of local sandwich shops, and trust me, they go there 3 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, starving after a party or anything, basically, during the day. How we actually do that. So instead of saying, we have a kiosk, we have SMS, basically what I like to talk about is a virtual punch card. And the reason I put those templates here to show you is that if you Google punch cards out there, there's plenty of templates out there that you can show. But talking about this punch cards, opposed to the smart punch card or virtual punch card or SMS-based punch cards, or you name it, is these cards are dumb. Okay, you give it to the user and you punch it each time he comes back. Hopefully he comes back. You can't do much to bring him back to the store. You just hope that he will come back because he punched it a couple of times. What happened if he loses it? If he loses it, you basically created the opposite effect, because when someone punches 4 times and he lost the card, it's even more frustrating to come back and start from scratch. Those cards are, maybe they were great a while ago, but these days with everyone with a smartphone, people still do it a lot. But if you go to punch card business, or not punch card business, but businesses using punch cards, these are the key points that you can sell them on, and it doesn't matter if it's a sub shop or a car wash that's using those a lot. One time I bought, just a personal story, there's a car wash around here, around the corner, really nice one, a new one that they opened up on the main street. They had a deal that I think it was you buying about $200 worth of car wash, but you get like a huge discount. It was maybe 30% you're saving, even more, maybe 40%. The problem is, and it was for like 10 washers, premium washers or whatever. The problem was that after 2 times I lost it. So pure profit for them, but I never came back because it was kind of frustrating. So in the long run, they lost a good customer. In the short run, they made a little bit of money, but this is just a personal story about those type of punch cards. But usually punch cards are for a discount that every time you buy, you get one free, so you don't have to buy them or anything. So when you go and talk about virtual punch cards, these are the keys that you want to put in front of the business owner, right? So why virtual punch cards as opposed to the regular one? I mean, the others, really there's no cost to produce, which it's not a big deal, but there is. There isn't. I mean, they're free basically. They're virtual. You don't have to print them or anything like that. But the strongest really bullet point here is that you build a list. So each punch card or each card you're giving is getting a name in the business, in your database. It has a name behind it. It has a phone number behind it. You name it. If you use our profile grabber, you can have name, email, zip code, blah, blah, blah. But the importance here is that every card become a person and not just a card you gave to somebody. So the more cards you give, the more people you have that you can reach out in the future. And that's the type of language you want to speak to business owners, is a language that they understand. The second bullet point is stronger loyalty. And that's what I mentioned before. When someone loses his card, it's frustrating. Here, nobody can lose it because it's in the system. It's not him holding it physically. Auto reminders. We have built in the system, and I'll show it in a couple minutes, how the system can intelligently remind people that didn't show up for a while, for a certain amount of time, that you put. So if, let's say, if it's a deli shop, a sub deli for that our example today, or a car wash, if someone didn't come for, let's say, a week or 14 days, 20 days, 21 days, 30 days, whatever you set in the system, no, he never showed up to punch it again, you can send him a reminder, say, hey, we didn't see you, we miss you, come, please show up, whatever the marketing message is. Hey, we miss you here, your car must be dirty, or you must be starving, you miss our new sub, whatever the marketing message is to bring him back. But these are being used on the fly, I mean, automatically, hands-free. No one needs to do anything. So all I have to do is to build a list, and those auto reminders will come out automatically to people who never showed up. Of course, that you're also building a list, and you can send every time you want, happy hour, happy sandwich, car wash after the rain, blast a message and come now. And all those messages or the blast obviously are built in because you're building a list. But what I love here is the auto reminders. So if you have a lazy business owner that is not really logging in and sending messages, there are still messages coming out with the auto reminders, and they work. And we'll show you stats today how well those auto reminders work. Another thing is that once you convince somebody, let's say you own a shop and I just convince you to join my program, it starts in minutes. I either I prepare it before the meeting, or with a laptop right on the spot, bam, the program starts. You don't have to go and print cards and come back a week after. You're starting the same day, which is very important. Next slide was really to start now. You're selling it, that's very important. It's still hot. You're starting the program right away. So let's say we sold, I just convinced you to buy it, and you said, you know what, let me try that. So what are the steps that you guys need to take to start something like that? Let me show you how easy it is. right? So first you need to create a loyalty program. And in this example with Tasty Sub, you select an opt-in list where you want to stack all the phone numbers actually that join the program. You can decide on the program start and end date. Usually they don't need to end. You can do that if it's some kind of event or something that is not continuing, in the future, or seasonal business. Definitely you can end it. Put an end date. And if you see here on the send notification part, that's where you see the reminders. And the reminders are something you preset, and we even have the language out there for you in the system in case you don't want to customize it. We already have a default text for you in the system. Basically, you can set reminders. As you see, there's first goal and second goal. We actually change it to the main goal, and then you can have a checkpoint. Most businesses don't use that, but it was a request from some businesses that want to have a goal. Let's say every 10 punches you get the sandwich, or every 6 you get a but you can do like a checkpoint that after 3 steps you get free coffee, free bottle of water, whatever. First step is to create the loyalty program. Takes a minute or 2, right? So all you have to do is choose the program the dates, what the reward will be. If it's a sandwich, so you need to create a coupon in the system for a sandwich, and the system, once you reach the goal, let's say after 6 punches you reach the goal, the system will send you a coupon with a free sandwich for next time that you can redeem. The system can't be used either with the loyalty program can be used with our kiosk, or you can basically put a sign with a keyword that they text Tasty Sub or something like that to join the program. So it doesn't have to be a kiosk, a tablet. If the place does not allow it, they don't have Wi-Fi or whatever. It doesn't have to. You don't have to have a tablet, but I can tell you, guaranteed, that it will increase the success of the program by at least 4 or 5 times. Kiosks are highly recommended. It will work without it, but it will not be as successful as it is when you have a tablet. The reason is that the tablets attract the eye. It's interactive, it's cool, it's colorful. People come, they wait for the sandwich to be made or the car to be washed. They play with it, they touch it. It's just, and it's easier too. So again, to build a kiosk, all you have to do is follow this wizard. We have videos, tutorials. That should take you another 5 minutes with the graphics and everything. All you have to do really is have one graphic to upload it here to the top. So all you have to do is have an image, and the rest you just type in the left side of the form. I'm sure the clients are here created many of those. If you're new to Lime or just prospecting at this point, all our tools are really programming free. Just click upload a picture, and we have customer support that will, do a screen share with you or answer emails and answer any question. So okay, so now step 2, we'll create the kiosk. Now step 3 is optional, and that's the ad builder. We put a built-in ad builder in our tool. So in case if you make it even easier, you don't want to go to a print shop and design a sign, you can basically use our ad picture. This is how it looks. You click on the ad, you can upload an image, you can type a text, and you can print it out. It can be including with the QR code. If people want to scan it, and it will basically generate a text message on the phone to opt in and join the program. So either they can scan the QR code or text the keyword. The advantage with those ads is that the one good reason I can think to use an ad, not an ad, but to use it in addition to the kiosk, is when it's outside the store. Those ads can be placed everywhere. They can be placed in the campus. They can be placed, outside the store, basically on Facebook, if you have an email list, if you do Valpak or things like that. You can really say, hey, grab a virtual punch card right now. grab it, put it in your Valpak ad or in your any ad that you're doing, online ad that said, this is our virtual punch card, grab one now. It will be, so when you text the keyword, really what you're doing, you're joining an opt-in list that is attached to a loyalty program. So doing that or typing the number on the kiosk is exactly the same thing. So let me go to the kiosk. Okay, I'll stop here. Michelle is texting me questions here on the fly. This one is relevant, and before I jump to something else, how do you keep the loyalty ongoing after you claim your first reward? So the way it works, it really works in a loop. So once you have, if you set it for 10 punches and after the 10th one they got something free, it will reset their points and they'll start all over. So they don't have to join again or text a new keyword or come to the kiosk again. They're basically starting again. Just like you finish one punch card, they hand you a new one. This is automatic. They don't need to opt in again. They're already in. So maybe that's another advantage to the traditional card. You don't really have to give them a new one or kind of like engage them again. They're already engaged, built in. So a quick demo, right? This is a kiosk I have in my little sub shop that I work at night after Lime Cellular, right? So that's the one I built, and I click join the program. Once I click join the program, this screen will pop and say enter your mobile phone number. You enter your mobile phone number, you click submit, and then you'll get a text message to your phone that will ask you to reply yes. When you reply yes, you're basically in. The reason you have to confirm it from your phone is, first of all, to be compliant with the CTIA. Every opt-in has to be approved from the actual mobile phone, and also you want to make sure this is the person and it didn't enter a wrong number or a friend's number or whatever. So you want to verify that the person that entered actually owns a mobile device. So you enter the number right here. Use my magic marker, right? Enter the number right here. Click submit. After that, it will send you a text. You reply yes, and you're in. That's to join the program. Another cool thing that you can include in the kiosk is my points. So it makes it kind of like cool and interactive. Users that coming to the store and they're already in the program, they can still play with the tablet and check their points and see the progress. There's also a way to check it via text, and every time they punch, it will send them a text with their status. But this is a cool thing just to see, oh, am I in a pro? If they get my points, they're not in the program, it will tell them they're not in the program, so they'll have to join the program. So this is just something to make it a little more interactive for people that are already in the program. Now, the next step, this was a quick demo of the actual kiosk, and now I'll show you, a lot of people have, how can I punch cards? Because usually, unless it's check-ins, right, there's two ways when you create the loyalty program. Michelle, I just answered that, right? How do you check your points? Okay, so now how do you punch cards? And there is two, when you create the loyalty program, there's basically two types of loyalty program. There is, when you set the goal, it will ask you if you want to set the goal for purchases, right? Just like a sub, you bought a sub, you get a punch. You washed the car, you got a punch. You bought coffee, you got a punch, things like that. So actual purchase. Or visits. Visits are more like check-ins, right? Now, if you do, let me go back. There is another option in our kiosk builder when you can add another button that will be check-in. But check-in, you don't want to do it for purchases because the purchases have to be controlled by the cashier, just like the cashier punch you hand it to him and they punch it for you. With check-ins, you can let the user check in himself. Again, there's check-ins and purchases. Check-ins, you can let the user do it himself. And with purchases, you want to do it by the cashier. And this is how the cashier can do it. There's three ways we let the cashier punch cards, okay, just to make it easy for them. One is via SMS, right? So even if they don't have a smartphone, which is nearly impossible these days, they can text a keyword, right? It will show you the syntax here. You can text the keyword of the actual loyalty program, space the client's phone number. And if you do it from a registered number, because each advertiser account can have authorized numbers, if you do it from an authorized number, it will punch for that number. Okay, so you can do it with the SMS. It's a little bit annoying, but we added that because some people ask for it. They're in the field. They want to do it. If you get used to it, you can get fast because you just said the keyword and the phone number. You ask the phone number of the person. You submit a text. Sometimes it's convenient. If you don't have internet connection or whatever, you can do it via SMS. The easier way is a web widget. So you can have it on your PC, your cash register. You basically have a little window. You enter the phone number and you click punch. And you can even punch more than one time. Usually it's not the case, but you can. So you enter the phone number and you click punch. This is just like so. Let's say I bought a sub. Hey sir, what's your phone number? Are you on our list? No. Go to the tablet and join. Oh, you are. What's your phone number? I enter it, punch. And that you can do from a phone, from a tablet, or whatever, right? You can even create a kiosk for yourself on your phone or another tablet that they can quickly punch it. The third option is from your phone. Again, if you have an authorized number registered with the account, if you click here, we'll send you an SMS with a link to an interface that you can punch all the cards. Usually that's the most used way. You punch the card, and what it will do, it will send you a URL to your phone, and you can save that like as a little app on your phone. And that's it. Every time you want to punch, you click on it, you enter the phone number, and you're good to go. It's already linked to your loyalty program, so if you have multiple, it will work for you very easily. So this is really the easiest, more convenient way. If you don't have a PC, you have a phone on you, a smartphone or a tablet, you click, it's sent to you your unique URL for that specific loyalty program, and then you can punch right from that page. You can save it to your home screen, and you're good to go. Hold on, there's a question here. Can the kiosk use the punch via web widgets? Yeah, absolutely. The kiosk can be used. You can even build a secondary kiosk to punch cards. It's possible as well. That's with a checkpoint. You have to add the checkpoint option button over there. Let me see if I can go there real quick. Here we go. So on this screen, if you, let me show you real quick. You see here, right? Let me clean that. Okay, so right here, it tells you on the kiosk which buttons you want to add and how you want to name them. So if you add checkpoint or punch card, you can add those buttons to the kiosk, and you'll be able to do it straight from the kiosk. However, usually you don't want to let the users be able to punch the card, so you do it from like your phone via SMS or via a link, or if you register as a PC, which is the case in these days in a lot of places, you can do it that way as well. So again, if you have internet connection, you just need web access. We'll send you the URL. You can do it easily. If not, you can do it via SMS. So going back to punching options, once you play with it, it sounds a little maybe complicated when I explain it like that. Very, very easy. You click on the phone link, send. It will send you a link, and from there you can punch it. Web widgets right from the dashboard or via SMS. You do it a couple of times, you get used to it. Very, very easy. Or you can, the fourth option is really to build a kiosk with the button that punches it. Back to our case study, right? It's pretty crazy, but the numbers were that, you know, that little sub shop was able to build over 3,000 loyal subscribers with those virtual punch cards over time, right? So this is a huge amount of users, and I'm pretty sure that this number is so high because it is around a college. Otherwise, if it was just an average town, the numbers will probably be around 1,200 for a local small place. Again, it's all in perspective. It's all relative to the size of the place. Usually a very small place, mom and pops, will get around 800 to 1,200 opt-ins. Again, this is near college, got a lot more. And again, it's a small place as well. If you're looking on a restaurant, a larger place, that definitely 3,000 to 4,000 is a good number to get, a healthy number on a nice size restaurant. And you know, if you're looking about bars and things like that, you're looking about 20, 25,000 easy subscribers on, you know, a healthy with high traffic bars, definitely, if they do it right. So again, this is a huge database for a sub shop. And if you take that number and kind of like reverse engineer it to an admin dashboard that we give you, and you click on the ROI calculator, right? Trying to kind of like remind you about this tool. The ROI calculator really allows you to enter numbers, plug in numbers, and will calculate for you an ROI that you can show a business. So after you explain the concept, hey, it's smart, it's virtual, build a database, you can bring them in. A lot of, you know, most people will get it, but there's type of people that, you know, just when you talk about the actual numbers and ROI, then it hit the target. That's where they really get it and say, okay, it makes sense for me to invest in that tool. So in this case, right, in the ROI calculator, the way it works, it's very simple. You know the number of subscriber or estimated subscriber. In this case, now we have the number of subscribers, right? And you say that, let's say you do one text a week. You know, some places do text almost on a daily basis, twice a week. It has to make sense to the place. People ask me, what is the right amount of text messages to send? I say, you know, it depends on the place. If it's seasonal beach bar, you'll get text messages on a daily basis. If it's a, you know, high-end restaurant, once a month. If it's kind of like a family dine kind of place, once a week, it's okay. Maybe twice a month. Car wash, I don't know, depends how often you wash your car, right? If you're in desert area, probably wash it more often than where, you know, there is no dust or, you know, too much rain, things like that. So you actually have to think about how frequent your clients are visiting this place. You know, we had I had several conversations with a place that it's kind of like you're going once in your lifetime, right? And you know, I can tell you the name. It was Medieval Times. You know, they have about 11 locations all across the country. Large company, great product, but you know, it's something that you go once, or twice. It's kind of like Disney. You know, you see the show, you take your kids. It's a whole day. It's a project. It's expensive, but it's not something that you do frequently. And you know, we spoke to the manager of one location, kind of like drilled up to the corporate. And you know, after several conversations, we really realized it doesn't make sense to build an opt-in database because people are not going to come back. So you build, what you're going to do, build a database and keep texting to come back or see this or promotion. It's just irrelevant. So that's what I'm trying to say, is that the frequency of delivery or the building a database has to be relevant to the place you're selling it to. High traffic, high return, or you know, people keep coming back once, twice a week, once a month. It makes sense to build loyalty and blast text messages. But So going back here, number of subscribers you do, campaign per month, that's something you have to put based on the business type. Average read rate is something that is kind of like industry standard. Some people say 93%, some people say 98%, some people say 95%, but it's right around that. You know, it's 90-something% of read rate, which is unheard of on any other media. If you do radio, if you do email, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, no one will give you 90-something% read rate. And what is read rate? It means that when I send a message to 100 people, 94 will read it. You know, we're talking about single digits on Twitter. We're talking about low double digits on Facebook. We're talking about low double digits on email. So no one will give you this rate, and no one will give you that fast. When I send you a text message, most likely you'll see it within minutes, unless you're in the shower. Any other place, you'll see it. So the read rate is such a powerful thing. Now, it automatically reflects into response rate. I mean, we see response rate on text messages as high as 40%, as high as 20-something%. Again, those numbers are unheard of, but that's for really compelling offer and a successful campaign. So here in this example, I put 3%, extremely conservative, and average spend, it's the value of the ticket value. When someone walk into your place, oops, just marked it. Okay. When someone come to your place, what is it worth for you? Okay. So what is the average spend? In this place, it was $8. Other places, you know, fine dining, dry cleaners, car wash will be, let's say, $17. Dry cleaners, depends who's going. If it's my wife, it's a lot. If it's me, it's $5. So it really depends on your average ticket price. And then once you plug in those numbers, you see the ROI. So you see the cost per SMS reader, the cost per SMS responder, which comes from the response rate, and the total revenues it will generate minus the subscription fee, and this is the estimated ROI. This is a very good way to put in front of people that only cares about the numbers and want to understand numbers. Numbers are very important. Again, just to remind you, the ROI calculator, and let's jump to what the automation did in this campaign. And this means the automation, I mean about the auto reminders. How the auto reminders can bring you business with zero efforts, hands-free. But before that, let me read here a question. Can a business keep track of how many rewards have been sent? What you can do is control that on the coupon. If you use our couponing feature to reward your subscribers, you can eliminate the number of actually redeemed copies of the coupon, so that can be controlled from the actual offer. I'm not sure, you won't be able to, you can keep track, of course, there are reports. I'm sorry, maybe I read it wrong. Keep track of how many rows have been sent. Yes, absolutely. There is a report that will show you on the fly how many users out there and how many points each one of them has, which is another beautiful claim when you explain people about virtual punch cards, right? You can actually see how many cards are out there and how many points each of your users have. This is, you know, a great picture about your business. Okay, so automation, auto reminders is really powerful. So just to show you from this real case study, right? These are real numbers. So during this 30-day period, the use of the kiosk and loyalty program generated almost 1,800 text messages to subscribers who not visited in 30 days. So again, you're giving those cards, many people don't show up. They forgot, they lost the card, they never showed up, they never came back 30 days. Now, what a regular card can do that. Non-regular card can tell you, hey, I didn't show up for 30 days at your store. But our system can, because it's a phone number and there's a timestamp for each time you showed up. Now, what happened from it, that the system told those people that didn't show up in 30 days, 163 people returned to redeem that offer. Imagine that. You brought 263 people back to the store that will most likely never show up, and you did it with zero efforts. You did nothing. You didn't log into the system. You didn't generate a report. You didn't sit down with Excel sheets. You didn't figure this out a day and a half. And then you didn't call them and told them, listen, you have to come back, or please come back. Hey, we have great new cutlets, whatever. These people are automatically returned to redeem the offer just from reminding them. You know, when you do something and all your mind is in it, you tend to think that everybody else would think like you, and it's completely, inaccurate. Because when you do something, you tell somebody about it, you give it to him, you hang up the phone, or he leaves your store, he does something else, he's got homework, he's got a professor, his mom is yelling at him, his wife is yelling at him, somebody's yelling at him, or whatever, he's got a bill to pay, he forgot about it. And then maybe he got the offer when he was hungry, he got the offer when he paid attention to it, and he came back. Maybe it was across the street, maybe he was somewhere around, or he came the next day. It doesn't matter. This very powerful tool, and you can see here, it brought 263 people. That result into another $2,000 of lost revenues, or revenues that would never being generated. Super powerful, a beautiful thing with zero efforts. So just to kind of like conclude that, and I'll answer a couple more Q&As, is that revenues being almost over doubled here in this case, a large customer base and a happy owner. A really good story that came from one of our customers. This is not something that we sat down here and thought about how to get you excited. This is something that a customer shared with us, just like all the other feet on the street product. So what do you need to learn from it? You go to a business, think a little bit about what they need, think how to trigger their attention and say, let's do this. Bam, 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 bam. Doesn't work, no string attached. But if you do it right, it will work. It'll bring them business. You got a happy customer. Before you know it, other people in town will ask you for the same thing. So let me see here. Last question. Where do you set up reminders? I'm happy you guys are asking it. It means that you listen, and it means that you find it interesting. So where do you set up reminders for people who haven't visited in a while? So let me go back to my loyalty program slide, and under here, SMS notification, you see it right here, and then there is on the drop-down list, there's all those type of notification. So when you add a point, when someone reach a goal, what notification he will get. So when I punch the card, look at the first one, add points. When I punch the card, what message will be sent to the user? When I reach the first goal, when I reach the second goal, which we renamed it now, so by the time you log in, you'll see it really by tomorrow morning. We did a little update. So by the time you reach the checkpoint, by the time you reach the goal, what message you will get. You can check status, what message you will get. First punch reminders, second punch reminders. Here on the bottom, these are the ones that are relevant to our story. You can set the reminders with merge tags. Merge tags are just like here in this example, here, high percentage, F9 percentage. it's first name. So hi Yuval, hi Michelle, hi Leslie, things like that. Hi Jonathan, hi Guy. You know, so everybody that in your system and you have their name, it will say their name. Hi, you now have X, status is a merge tag for how many points you have. So hi Yuval, you have 6 points. You're one step closer to your reward. Da 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 da. So each notification you choose and you set the notification. You can change the notification to whatever you want. You can use all our merge tags. We have last name, date, whatever you want, and you can include it there. So to your question, this is where you set up the reminders. All right, so there's last question before we wrap it up. Can a reminder have a coupon attached? Jonathan, yes or no? No. Okay, so reminders can not have a coupon attached. They have basically it's a language to come, because the coupon really you want to give the coupon when they reach the goal. But let me think about it. It may be a good idea. You can maybe add a different coupon that is for free water, just to show up, and it will bring them into the store and as a reminder. Let me think about it a little bit. Maybe we'll add that idea. Thank you very much. Just to it reminds me a story about a client. We have a gas station. It's a gas station with a convenience store. And the guy was kind of kept it simple. And I talked about it in the past. All he did, he put a big balloon on top of his gas station on the roof, huge balloon. You can't miss it. He's on, on a highway here. And it just said text Shell, it's a Shell gas station, text Shell to 70441. Without telling anybody what it is it for. People texted, obviously this people that pass that gas station, so they're in the area, and for him it's a relevant audience. And after that, all he did since that is once in a while, the convenience store was slow or the gas station was slow, he would text a coupon for a free bottle of water. That's it. Free bottle of water, Poland Spring or whatever he had in stock, free bottle of water coming out. Because he understood the power of foot traffic. He knew that when someone come to take a bottle of water, it costs him, 10 cents. Someone walk in, he will grab a Dunkin' Donut that he had there, he'll grab a lottery ticket, maybe he'll fill up the car with gas. He walked in. Most people didn't just take the bottle of water and left. And the people who did, whatever, he greeted them, say hello, gave them a bottle of water, it cost him 10 cents. So just as something that, sometimes things work without even know. This guy didn't know marketing, was the gas station manager. And when I went there, it was hilarious, and it worked. It worked very well for him. Every time he texted, people came and took a bottle of water, took he said, look, they come for a bottle of water, he buys lottery ticket, he buys cigarettes, he buys a Dunkin' Donut, he filled the car, whatever it is, they take another thing, they take something. He bought people that would never show up that day unless he texted them to come and take a bottle of water. So can be really creative with those things. This is here just a quick idea for a convenience store. You'll need a responsive owner for that, or a manager, because I don't know how many people will. Most people think it's crazy, but I can tell you, guaranteed, it worked really well for him. So again, thank you for your time. If you have any more questions, you know how to find us. This is our toll-free number. This is our main email address. And again, I hope you enjoyed it, and have a great day, and we'll see you soon.